Hello, let's continue learning more about the ZModeler functions and how we can use it. So let's say, for example, that I want to have a loop going here at the bottom. Now if I right click over an edge here, let's make sure that I'm in the ZModeler brush here. If I right click or hold space over an edge here, we get this menu, Insert Single Edge Loop. So if I simply click on this edge here, we get a loop going this way. So that's not what I want. If I click on this edge, we get a loop going through here. And that's to be expected because of the topology here. But remember, since we're in ZBrush, we have access to all of ZBrush's tools here. So what I can do is just press Ctrl Shift and switch to something like Slice Curve. And now what I can do is hold Ctrl Shift, press Alt, perhaps press Spacebar to further position this, for example right here. And now what this brush has basically done is slice through here and create a new polygroup as well as a new loop going this way. Like this, there we go. So now I've got a loop going this way as well as a polygroup right here. So you don't always have to use the ZModeler only tools. Remember, you have a whole wealth of tools that ZBrush has. So you don't have to limit yourself to ZModeler. You can at any time switch to Move Topological or any other brush and begin fine-tuning your mesh that way. So when you're using ZModeler, just don't get into the habit of having to only use ZModeler. You can use all of ZBrush's other tools here as well. Another great tool for us to use is Clip Curve. Now the difference between Clip Curve and Trim is that Trim will actually delete the topology, delete the geometry and fill something in, whereas Clip Curve will only move your points. So for example, let's say I just use the Move brush to move all this right here, and then I want to flatten this out. So what I would do is hold Control to mask this area. I can activate perspective at this point, Control and click to invert the mask, and now what I can do is just use the Clip Curve. And you want to make sure that you're careful about where the shadow is pointing. So in this case, I want the shadow to be pointing the other way. So instead of starting from the bottom right and going top left, I'll go from top left to bottom right. And now notice how this has been flattened out. So I also want to kind of unmask this area here. And I can also flatten out the bottom as well. So I'll hold Control and I'll switch from Mask Pen, let's say Mask Lasso. And just Control to lasso the bottom, Control and click to invert, and once again I can use Clip Curve to either move it to this point or to subtract up to this point. So once again, if the shadow is facing down here, it will be cut away from that point. If it's facing this way, it'll all move to this point right here. This is kind of a quick handy way of manipulating the mesh right here. And we can use Slice Curve to quickly slice through here and get ourselves not only additional polygroups here, but additional edge loops where it might be difficult. For example, if I just use Insert here, switch to ZModeler, notice how it just gives us right here. I can also hold, as you can see on the bottom there, Shift for axis aligned, but it won't really give me that angular loop that I want. Whereas using Slice Curve, I get it right here. I can also use Slice Curve without going all the way through, let's say up to here, and I just get this loop going through here. So for example with this, I can hold Alt and make a temporary selection here. And now I can, let's say, just QMesh out here and get this kind of result. And here I'll just use Mirror and Weld. And let's say, for example, I want there to be a panel going right here. So once again, Control Shift. This time I'll press Alt 2 times quickly to get a hard angle here. We get this result here. And now I'll hover over an edge, right click, let's use Bevel. And now we get this kind of result right here. And now I can QMesh. So I'll hover over a polygon here, but of course we want to go all the way around. So let's right click and use Poly Loop or Polygroup Island right here. And now we've got this nice panel line going around here. And let's mirror and weld. There we are. And of course we'd want to fix up the creases here to get a better result, but you can see what kind of effect I'm going for here. Now QMesh also has some additional functions. For example, if I hold Alt to make a temporary group right here, so if I just click, it will extrude, but now if I hold Shift, it will simply move the selection. If I hold Control, it will actually duplicate right here. So for example, let's say I wanted to duplicate something very quickly. So let's say I want to create an additional piece right here. So I'll just hold Alt and select more polygons here. Let's say like that. Now I will click here over a polygon and simply hold Control. And so now while holding the left mouse button, holding Control, I can now press Alt to also switch the poly group here. So let's say right here. And now I'll hold Control Shift and switch this. Let's see, select rectangle, Control Shift click, isolate this, split, split hidden, and now I have a separate subtool right here, new subtool. So let's just go into solo mode so we can see what this looks like real quick. And so right click, QMesh, poly group island, and we can give this some thickness right away. So now I have a new object right on top here. Set up some quick creases here. So crease level is set to 2, so I press Alt D, now I get this result right here. And so up to 2 levels, it will give us perfect sharpness right here. But if we go to 3 here, it's going to go 1 level above the perfect sharpness because crease level here is set to 2. And so once we go above 2, it's going to start to subdivide the mesh without the perfect sharpness here, which means you're going to catch that nice edge highlight, which will really improve the look of your mesh here, at least when you're previewing it. This is with level 4, and this is with 2. You can see how it looks a lot better catching that edge highlight. So one way to get interesting looking sci-fi hard surface details is to simply QMesh, let's say right here, and notice how because of this kind of behavior here, that we now get this kind of interesting result right here. Let's add some quick creases here. So let's right click on an edge right here and set up crease. And let's crease right here, let's say right here. And so now we get this kind of interesting kind of sci-fi details here. Here I can right click, let's use edge loop complete, let's just crease all of this. And so now we get kind of a hard edge right here. Alright, let's right click on a vertex, let's explore some vertex options such as slide. And so now if I click on the vertex and move it around, notice how it's kind of connected to the edges. And if I now hold Shift, it says on surface, which will kind of keep it on the surface. So this is similar to how in 3ds Max you can select the vertex here, activate edge constraints to keep it on the edge, or face constraints to keep it on the face. So let's say for example I will right click on a poly, let's use inset, and I will choose, let's say, these polygons right here, and then I will simply inset. But notice how it's now insetting each polygon separately. So let's right click and let's use our modifiers. We have center and border, border only. Notice how now only the borders are kept and we get these holes here. We also have center only, which will keep only the center. So let's use center and border, and let's switch from inset each poly to inset region, which will inset this whole region right here. So let's say I get this result right here. Now let's hover over a vertex and let's choose slide, make sure slide is still here. And now we can hold Shift to move the vertices on the surface. So we can modify the shape right here Alright, let's say that we want this result right here. And so if I try and inset, we just get this right here. So let's switch to polygroup island. There we are. Now let's switch back to QMesh, polygroup island. There we go. And so now let's actually switch to scale. Once again, polygroup island. And so now if we scale, we get this strange result right here. So let's right click, see what the problem is. Instead of using mesh center, let's use the click center right here. So now if I click on the top left, notice how it scales around that point. If I click on the bottom right here, it's going to scale around this point. So we have some interesting options about how we want this detail to look. There we are. We can use either creasing on this or just insert a loop here. So all the same principles you learn about topology, if you work with other polygon programs, this will all apply here as well. And so now I've got this interesting result right here. And so because we've got these loops here, we can further experiment here. So QMesh, polygroup island, I can just kind of bevel this inwards here. And I will right click and just turn off attraction here, so I'll make no attraction. And so now we've got this extra detail right here. And so let's say I want to make this a sub polygroup right here. So I will right click, use polygroup, and then use polyloop. And when I click on this polygon here, notice how this polyloop has its own separate polygroup now. And I can now QMesh this inwards. So just a nice simple workflow to get these kinds of interesting results here. And if I want to add some quick holes here, I'll just right click on the vertex, use split, and just create a hole right here, and just QMesh this, and there we go. And so I can use the split to quickly add these kind of little details here. And then simply click on the polygon to quickly create a hole here. So creates these kinds of very fast details. I can insert a loop here and then create a hole right here. And so remember, once you've done this, you can simply click again on both the vertex to get that same size hole, and simply click on a polygon to get that same depth right here. So if you want to quickly add these kinds of hole details, it's just a simple matter of clicking on a vertex and then clicking on a polygon. Makes for a very kind of fast, intuitive workflow here. And let's just use Control-Shift slice rectangle here. Let's say to create this detail right here. There we go. And so now I can use QMesh here, polygroup island. I can quickly get this kind of detail here. Inset, QMesh. I'll get these kinds of interesting sci-fi shapes very quickly here. Right click on edge here, bevel, hover over an edge here, get this nice panel. Notice how it's not perfectly even here, so let's right click on the vertex, slide, Hold shift to slide on the faces. There we go. QMesh, polyloop in this case, or polygroup island would also work. Remember, multiple options. And there we go. Nice, quick parallel line just like that. Now all I would do is just go over here into crease and get some good crease values here. There we go. Perhaps go in here and remove or add some creases here. So for example, too many of these circles are being creased, so we need to perhaps increase this. There we go. Another interesting thing here is I can actually perform various modeling operations with dynamic subdivision still on here. So for example, right here, if I click and drag, notice how QMesh is bringing this out and it's automatically fusing right here. So if I turn out dynamic subdivision, this is what's actually happening. It's extruding out here, and notice how it fuses right here. And so I can do all this with dynamic subdivision on, and we get this nice kind of interactive modeling mode right here. And so you can quickly get some interesting results just by clicking and holding here. And so now with these techniques you can get some really interesting hard surface details here, as well as some more organic rounded details as well. Thank you for watching, and take care.